from the left foot, went through a Manchester United leg. Did it take a ricochet? We're just waiting on the official to make a decision. It was good split, a steal away on the halfway line initially. It then came through to a Young Boys striker who then ran it through. I think it was the number 15, which is Meshak Iya. And an agonising shot just past the upright. The referee has, in the end, decided that it will be a goal kick to Manchester United, which David De Gea will take. Just rolls it forward to Victor Lindelof, who goes across to Maguire, has time and space in front of him, but then opts to just turn back inside for Lindelof, the Swede. A couple of yards in front of him, he will find another United shot across to Harry Maguire, who looks to chip Boys have it once again. It's played forward for Iya, brings it down well on his chest. It goes wide for Fashnak, who has to go back. Pogba wins the ball back, and then it goes forward. And Fernandes is claiming he was fouled. He was. And United have their first free kick of the game. It's taken quickly. And it's over on Manchester United's left-hand side. Here's Luke Shaw. Takes a touch and gives it to Fernandes, who's hugging that line. Touchline at the moment. Crosses it into the near post. Here's a chance for United. Just a bit of a heavy touch in the end. It was unfortunate for Jadon Sancho. Just had to stretch out a little bit. Couldn't quite get it under control well enough. And Von Bamus, the goalkeeper, was onto it quickly. Dived down to his right-hand side to collect. And United have just eased off him and allowed him to just drop the ball down onto the deck, and they play it out over onto the right-hand side. So Young Boys in the opening 4 minutes are just trying to play out from the back. There was a suggestion from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer before the game that they might go a little bit direct, but so far no real signs of that, as both sides trying to get a foothold in this game. Young Boys had it over on their left-hand side, but it was a good interception from Manchester United, and they will win a free kick as he's fouled over on the right-hand side. It's sprayed across to Luke Shaw. Over on United's left, they've gone back inside their own half with Fred, who's just sitting deep on top of Manchester United's back line. Across it goes for the 29, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, into Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. And over and across to Luke Shaw, just inside Young Boys' half on the left-hand side. Plays the 1-2, looks to burst inside Luke Shaw, but it's a good interception from Young Boys. And they will deal with it on the edge of their area. A little bit of time and space just to recompose with Mohamed Kamara, who goes wide right to Sylvain Hefti. Back to Kamara, who goes inside the penalty area to Van Balmus, who kicks away first time his right foot up towards the halfway line. Maguire did just enough. Bounced across to Luke Shaw. Here's Fernandes now in Manchester United's attacking areas. But they've lost the ball as he looked to play it over onto the left-hand side. And now a little threaded ball through the eye of a needle, but it will be collected by Lindelof in the end. Did look a decent pass. Just for a moment, it would have worried Manchester United, but dealt with. And now they've just tried to come away down the left-hand side, but Young Boys have overturned it. Jadon Sancho has nicked it away, and it will mean that Van der Beek can clear away, and he does. Over to the left-hand side with Bruno Fernandes, who just runs over that halfway line, still on the left-hand side, just trying to cut in slightly and gets his head up and goes back to Fred. Fred has Van der Beek inside, but he goes to Luke Shaw on the left-hand side instead and gets the ball back. Van der Beek offering up in front of him once again, and Fred again doesn't want to take that option and goes back to Lindelof, who comes across to Wan-Bissaka, just rolls his foot over the ball and goes back to Lindelof. Lindelof just pointing as to where he wants his players to move, and then goes across to Harry Maguire. Gets it back, gets his head up and then chips it forward down the Manchester United right-hand side, but it's cut out by a Young Boys defender and then falls to the feet of Maglu. Played it forward and out of play just in front of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It'll be a Manchester United throw. And back it goes again. Across to Harry Maguire, midway inside the Manchester United half. Over to Fred, who looked to go out wide to Shaw and then just put his foot on the ball and turn back inside. Puts his arm up to gesture to Shaw to apologise as he screamed at him. But Manchester United are still in possession as they look to chip one down the right-hand side for Jadon Sancho. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get on the end of that. and he doesn't. Just jockeyed out by Ulises Garcia, and it will be a goal kick to Young Boys. 7 minutes on the clock in Switzerland. Young Boys 0, Manchester United 0 in this Champions League opener in the group stage. There is one other game on this evening, and we'll keep you updated with scores from that game later on as Young Boys get the game back underway. Good forward play through the middle and then up to the halfway line on the right-hand side, the home side. In possession, Manchester United have 2 boys around the ball, but it's cut in and good play again down that line. Harry Maguire reads it well as they look to play it into the path of Fashnacht. Harry Maguire was there though, and then the Young Boys throw-in is taken. Back it goes to Hefty. He has to go even further back to Kamara inside his own half, and then Kamara's ball forward was intercepted, and maybe Manchester United can come away down the left-hand side. Plenty of yellow shirts have got back now, though. Man United will be forced back into their own half as it's chipped forward and then headed away. The flick attempted by Vincent Sierra wasn't good enough, and it went out of play for another Manchester United throw, which they get underway with Shaw into the feet of Maguire. Across to Victor Lindelof, who just stops on the ball. Plays in Fred on the halfway line. Goes wide right to Aaron Wan-Bissaka on that halfway line. Back he goes to Lindelof and across to Harry Maguire. Plenty of time and space for him as Young Boys seemingly willing to put plenty of bodies behind the ball and allow Manchester United to have possession in areas where they're not going to cause too much damage. There's been plenty of the ball seen by Maguire and Lindelof and Shaw inside the Manchester United half, and it is with Maguire once again. He chips it wide left to Luke Shaw. His header down was to a yellow shirt, and it's cleared away and finds the chest of Maguire, who again looked to chip it over to Shaw. The second bite of the cherry towards Shaw from Fred is intercepted as well, but it drops down to the path of Bruno Fernandes. Here's Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side for United. Goes inside, and then we'll get the ball back on that touchline. Still deep inside Young Boys' half, nowhere near the goal. And then, in fact, United will have to come back again to Lindelof. They've just started to unable to break down Young Boys at this pace, and Maguire finds Shaw on the left-hand side. Looks to chip it into the path of Fernandes. What can he do here? He just stands it up. Here's Jadon Sancho. It's cleared away, just stubbed a toe at it at the last second. Young Boys, they haven't got rid of it completely yet. It's really good, tricky feet work on the edge of the area as they ran across to the left-hand side. I think it was Garcia who came away, and then it was Van der Beek who came in with a slide challenge, brought his man down to the ground, and that will give Young Boys a little bit of time to regroup. And it's not been a game where we've seen any chances so far, and not a great deal of time on the clock just yet. Of course, just 10.5 minutes have gone. Manchester United have been in control of the game mostly. Young Boys have allowed United to have possession on the halfway line and just inside the Manchester United half along their back line. They put plenty of men behind the ball, but there hasn't been a real sense of desperation from Young Boys. They seem fairly in control of what they're doing, and we'll just wait for their chance to counter as we're back underway. Here's Fred inside the Young Boys half, rolls it forward over to the left-hand side. Now Manchester United have a chance potentially here. Fernandes, now Shaw, touch on his left foot and then chips it towards the back post. Up goes a Man United header, but out came Von Baumus just before anyone was able to get on the end of it. I think it was Sancho attacking the back stick, but he wasn't quite able to get there. Umalu, the number 13 for Young Boys, plays the 1-2 in the centre of midfield. Good flick away, and then Young Boys will trick one over the top. Here gives something for Ilya to chase. He does. He's got it on the left-hand side of the penalty area. One man standing him up in the shape of Lindelof. He checks in past him towards the byline, powers it across the face, and that was almost a chance for Young Boys to put the ball in the back of the net. There were 2 yellow and black shirts at the back post. It was a real long diagonal pass from the left foot over to Young Boys' left-hand side. Lindelof stood his man up, but he was turned and twisted in and out. And then it was a great ball across him. He fired it over. He was then asking, why didn't you attack the back post? They kind of just stood off, and it flashed past the 2 yellow shirts at the back stick. and the danger was averted. But a good chance for Young Boys, and Manchester United will know that they are in a game here as the boys put out a play for a United throw. 12 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock here in the Swiss capital. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, number 2. Luke Shaw bursts forward over onto the left-hand side. He does have a bit of support in Bruno Fernandes, gives it to him, and Fernandes will attack. Looks to play one with the right side of his foot towards the back post, and here's Jadon Sancho into the back of the net. In fact, it's Ronaldo who's there, and the Portuguese superstar took the ball from the other Portuguese man and popped it away. And Ronaldo, 13 minutes back into his Champions League second debut for United, has given the Red Devils the lead. And of course, it was Cristiano Ronaldo. People had asked, should he be playing in this game? Should he be rested? But there's no chance, if Cristiano Ronaldo's fit, that they're going to leave him out. It was an intricate, beautiful, outside of the footed cross from Fernandes over on the left-hand side. Ronaldo. In this Champions League game, 14 minutes on the clock, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who got 2 at the weekend against Manchester United, has done it again. As I say, just 14 minutes in, and we are back underway as Young Boys now will have to go to plan B. It's gone into the midfield area, back to the right back, which is Sylvain Hefty. Kamara out wide right, it's Hefty again. Clears it down the touchline, looking to give Ilya something to chase, but it's given him an awful lot of work to do there, and Luke Shaw will come over and clear the ball away. And a throw in to Young Boys. What a start for Manchester United. I mean, it's a real tough ask for Young Boys, of course, only their second time of reaching the group stages of the Champions League. But a really difficult task now. And here's Fred for Man United. Pogba turns on the edge of the area, 22 yards out. Little scooped ball over to the right-hand side, headed away by a Young Boy shirt. And back it goes into the left-back region. Man United putting plenty of pressure on. Jadon Sancho nicks it away. And he just looked to come forward and beat his man, but it stubbed away at the last minute. Will mean that it's a Manchester United throw. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has run forward to take the throw for United. Bruno Fernandes just looks to touch it down for Wan-Bissaka, but it was a little bit too heavy, and it will mean that it's a throw-in to Young Boys over on the right-hand side. Cleared forward. They're just struggling to get the ball in possession at all since that goal's gone in, Young Boys, and the ball's up in the air again. It's a header won by Lindelof, and then Pogba gets it under, down to the feet of Shaw, inside to Fred, forward to Fernandes. This is good quick play from Manchester United. Here's Van der Beek, wide right is Cristiano Ronaldo. He has got Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the overlap, but it shows a little bit of clever footwork. The Ronaldo of old there as he goes inside, and Van der Beek has it over on the right-hand side, just inside Manchester United's half. Across it goes to the feet of Maguire. It just slows things down a little bit, gets his head up and goes across to Van der Beek once again. Right-footed ball forward to Sancho. Beautiful little pass into the path of Ronaldo. Tried to give it back to him, but it was good defending by Young Boys and cleared away. But Fred gets a touch into the path of Pogba. Pogba slips, and then Young Boys collect the ball and play it forward again in search of Ilya. Got past Maguire, but Lindelof was there just to pick up the pieces, and goes back to David De Gea. And then the ball over on the right-hand side with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Back to Lindelof. Ilya puts him under pressure. Bissaka has a little bit of pressure to deal with as well as he goes forward. And Young Boys have stolen the ball. That's better intensity and better pressure from the Swiss side. And now in possession is Sandro Lorpa into Christopher Martins Pereira. And then wide right it goes. 2 Man United shirts surround the ball, and he had to retreat back towards his own goal and has put it out of play for a Manchester United throw, which is taken bang on the halfway line by Cristiano Ronaldo. Back it goes to Harry Maguire, who takes a touch. And we'll just look for options. Goes back to David De Gea, and then forward back to Maguire again. He gets his head up and finds Victor Lindelof. Across to Harry Maguire. Takes a couple of touches and just looks for an option. Doesn't really have one, so we'll go across again to Lindelof, who has time and space to look up into the path of Fernandes. Wide right is Jadon Sancho, has one man in front of him, but just checked back in for Fernandes. Plays the ball in the path of Pogba, who was making a wonderful run forward. He had Ronaldo behind him as well, but just at the last moment they nicked it away. Maguire's played a little bit of a loose ball, and now here's a chance potentially for young boys to come away on the counter-attack. It's poor though. It was Vincent Sierro who really had a pretty easy job of just laying it over to Christian Fashnak, the number 16, but made a real hash of it. And the attack that looked promising as soon as it begun had then ended with that poor pass. And Manchester United back in possession. Aaron Wan-Bissaka looked to run inside, but it was a little bit of a heavy touch. Had to get on the end of it quickly to just steal it away from a young boy's advancing foot, and went back to Fred, who finds Van der Beek. Time and space for the Dutchman. Wide right is Fernandes, who's been all over the pitch. Can't really pin him down to a position. He's playing the free role. The man from Portugal. Wonderful assist from him earlier for Ronaldo's goal. Back to Harry Maguire. Forward it goes into the path of Pogba. Takes a touch, looks up, turns, tries to play a ball over to the flank, but is intercepted, but then picks up the loose ball as the interception came in, and then takes it off the feet of Harry Maguire and goes across to Victor Lindelof. Takes a right-footed first-time pass across to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He comes inside, and then we'll find Harry Maguire. The England centre-back goes across to England's left-back, Luke Shaw, right on the halfway line, left-sided. And then Pogba receives it from Shaw and goes back to Maguire. Maguire just pointing as to where he wants his men to go as he chips it over to the left-hand side. Chested down by Shaw, gets the 1-2. Here's a chance for Manchester United. Played across the face, chested down by the young boys defender. It will fall, though, into the path of a Manchester United player. Here's Shaw with it on the edge of the area. Into the path of Fred, the Brazilian. Pulls the trigger, and then just high and wide of the post at the end for the Brazilian. It was well worth a go, as it was over on the bang on the corner of the 18-yard box. Had plenty of time, plenty of space, and just tried to bend it into that top right corner plus Von Baumus, but it was off target in the end. And there is a goal to speak of in the other Champions League game this evening, this afternoon I should say. It was a 5:45 cook-off as well. It's Sevilla 0, Salzburg 1. They did miss a penalty in the 13th minute. Ademi, who missed it, but Sucic, who has had another penalty for Salzburg, he stepped up this time, and 7 minutes after the first miss has slotted away. So Sevilla 0, Salzburg 1 in their group stage game. Here though, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. A goal from Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. 21 minutes in here now in Switzerland. Over on the right-hand side, in possession are Young Boys as they come forward. Plenty of yellow shirts are forward, but Manchester United are back in their droves and are putting them under pressure. Harry Maguire comes over as they look to bomb down the right-hand side, gets a foot in. Enough on this artificial turf. And Young Boys will have their first chance now, really, from a set piece to cause problems, and they do have plenty of height in this side. Virtually all of this squad, or this starting 11, is over 6 foot, so plenty of height. Here comes the corner in towards the penalty spot. Up go a couple of heads. They both misheaded. It was headed down into the ground and then flicked away by Manchester United. Over still onto the right. They do towards the back post, headed down, and it will go across to the back of the post, and then they've picked it up again. Chance to run back inside past Van der Beek. They do. He looked to pull the trigger, and a sliding challenge blocked the shot of Mishakiya, and it will be a throw-in to Young Boys, and that was a real good opportunity again for Young Boys. And the throw-in comes in, gets the return pass. Chance to cross for Young Boys. just chipped over instead to the edge of the area, and they look to go out back to the flank, but Van der Beek has got a foot in, and Fernandez has just kind of been stopped in his tracks. I think he took a foot to the face. The referee saw it, and it would be a free kick, but what a chance. Young Boys just crossing it over just outside the penalty area on the right-hand side. I think it went across to Mohamed Kamara, it was, on the edge of the 6-yard box. Just couldn't quite get a decent enough connection on it. Had he got a connection on it, then I'm sure from that range he would have hit the target and Young Boys would have been back level. It still remains though. Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, as United look to play a quick ball down the centre through for Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's collected by Von Baumgartner, who bowls one out underarm to Camara. And it goes forward to Sierra. It's intercepted though, and Jadon Sancho has it 30 yards from goal. Fred was looking to find a way through on that, get back through that defensive line, but Young Boys will come away on the counter-attack. They're midway inside Manchester United's half, over on the left-hand side now. Chance to get the ball on the overlap, but it's intercepted as Garcia was trying to get on the end of it, and then cleared away by Manchester United. Sandro Lorpa will pick up the pieces as he goes over to the right-hand side for Young Boys. Back in across it goes, and then again it will be at the feet of Sandro Lorpa, who has time and space. He's got Garcia over to his left-hand side, and he gives him the ball. And Malu, and then inside it goes to Sierra. Chopped over to the right-hand side. Good first-time touch, and then a little step over. Cuts in on his left foot. Chance to shoot. Does hit one. De Gea down to his right side. That flashed at De Gea. He wasn't able to hold it. And Manchester United, fortunately, had a defender awake to the problem, and now Manchester United are coming away at pace with Fernandez over to the left-hand side. Here's Ronaldo inside the penalty area, takes a shot, pulls the trigger at the near post, and saved by Von Baumgartner. The ball was only in Manchester United's penalty area a couple of seconds before the shot was taken. It went down with a despairing dive from De Gea. It was a good solid hand, and then a couple of passes later, it was with Ronaldo in the Young Boys box who pulled the trigger and almost gave United a second. He takes the corner now. Cristiano Ronaldo, 1-2 with Shaw. Now Sancho in the penalty area, a little nutmeg from him. Despairing slide challenge means the ball breaks free on the outside of the penalty area, and they look to play it on the right-hand side, but Luke Shaw showing good pace and good strength against Fasnacht, who hasn't had things quite his own way so far. Christian Fasnacht, it's been an afternoon of difficulty for him. It was Fasnacht who had the shot on goal at the De Gea save just a moment ago, but he has found it difficult over on the right-hand side. And he is a very useful player, Christian Fasnacht. 53 goals in 197 games since he signed for Young Boys. Had 13 caps for Switzerland, 3 goals for them as well. But as I say, hasn't had a great deal of the ball over on that right-hand side. Luke Shaw has dealt with him well as the ball goes forward. Ronaldo hangs in the air for an eternity as he does, and then just draws a foul from Camara, and it will be a free kick to Manchester United. It's an incredible knack that Ronaldo has, doesn't it? It just goes up in the air. He just seems to stay in the air forever. Doesn't seem to ever allow gravity to take its course. And Camara, with a wry smile, knows that you can't do that to Cristiano Ronaldo, and it will give United a great opportunity. You wouldn't say ordinarily it's a great angle for a shot, although when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your ranks, you fancy that the shot might come, and you also fancy it may well go in the back of the net. But he is walking away from the ball currently, and he has in fact left it alone. It will be Bruno Fernandes and Fred to debate who's going to take this free kick. A deep discussion, the Brazilian and the Portuguese. Fred just puts it down and holds the ball. Ronaldo just chatting along that back line. And it's a very quick ball. They look to just feed it through. Ronaldo with a huge grin on his face. They'd obviously planned something, which is why Ronaldo had walked away. They left a huge gap in the centre. And then just out of nowhere, Fernandes just played a 6-yard ball through the centre of the penalty area, but it was cut out in the end. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka will take the throw in for Manchester United. On the right-hand side, Van der Beek calling for it, doesn't get it though. Sancho does. He goes back to Lindelof, who goes across to Harry Maguire on the halfway line inside the centre circle. Luke Shaw is to his left, Lindelof to his right. Van der Beek is there also, and it's Van der Beek who collects it now. Time and space for the Dutchman, goes back and across, threaded it through two yellow shirts, a little dangerously perhaps on the halfway line, and forward it goes for Pogba, who has struggled to get it under control, and Young Boys have stolen it away. Little nutmeg on Van der Beek, and then the man goes to ground, but the referee says no foul. Cristiano Ronaldo plays it over on the right to Jadon Sancho. Inside the area now, Sancho tries to chop inside, and then a last-minute challenge and a clearance from Young Boys on the edge of their area. And they have the ball back in their possession. They're still not really able to get it up the pitch. Here's Fashna. Plays it over onto the right-hand side, and maybe Young Boys can counter-attack now, but it's stopped in their tracks by Michel Aubischer and allows Manchester United to get back into position and regroup, and Young Boys will have to find a new way of getting forward as it goes back to the defenders, and it's Usis Garcia back and across to Sandra Lorpa, and now Camara with his bleach blonde hair, a couple of grades of hair there. It's flicked forward. And it was just no one on the end of it, really. It was a good little flick on, but as I say, no one there to pick up the pieces, and it just dropped through to David De Gea. And United have it once again. It's Lindelof for United. Midway inside the Manchester United half. Central. Cross to Harry Maguire. Gives it back to Lindelof. And then to his right-hand side is Van der Beek. Forward it goes to Fred. Van der Beek gets it back again. Manchester United just slowing things down a little bit and retaining possession as they launch one over to the left-hand side for Luke Shaw. Does enough to get in at the first bite of the cherry. Can he win the second? He almost did as it was cleared away. And then bounces down to Fred. It's a bit of a misplaced header. Van der Beek does enough as he just sticks a leg out to pop it back over the top of a Young Boys player to Harry Maguire. And he goes back to David De Gea on his 6-yard line. Maguire gets it back inside the penalty area. Plenty of space for Maguire. Across to the left-hand side for Fred. And now Shaw and now Pogba. Chips one into the middle for Ronaldo. On the turn. Finds Fernandes. Fernandes just nutmegs the man with the passes that goes out to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka to Jadon Sancho. Sancho comes in on his left foot. Here's Fernandes. Van der Beek will come forward now. 25 yards central. Across to Fred. Inside it goes to Fernandes, 30 yards from goal. Over to the right-hand side is Wan-Bissaka. Ronaldo's at the back post. Out came Von Baumus. Ronaldo was just about to nod that down for number 2. But Von Baumus, in the end, was just able to get underneath it as they clear away. But United back in possession as it's cleared away with Fernandes. Now Van der Beek. Inside is Fred, the Brazilian. Left-footed touch and a right-footed pass to Shaw, the white booted Shaw, got his socks rolled down a little Jack Grealish-esque from Shaw. And here's Van der Beek. That's a Sancho. A little bit too intricate from him as Young Boys get the ball again. And it's Meshak Ilya on the left-hand side. Allows the ball to roll out of play. And will take the throw in. And Malu gets it back again. Here's Pereira. Turns and runs up towards a halfway line, puts a foot on the ball, gets his head up. Short pass across to Vincent Sierra. Sierra just coming forward a little bit and then has to check back again. It's a struggle for Young Boys to find any kind of attacking option or anyone making a run or any kind of movement. Really tricky for them to be able to break down Manchester United. And they've had to go back again. They're inside their own half. Look to play it over to the left-hand side. Man United foot goes in. Pogba wins a header as it bounces off the deck. But Young Boys have got it back. They're 20-odd yards from goal. May pull the trigger. They do. And again, it's a wasted opportunity, really, for Young Boys. It was Michel Aubischer who ended up having the shot. Pogba went up. He got his head on it. He looked for a free kick. It wasn't given. It then dropped down to Aubischer, who advanced forward down the centre. Got his head up. Did have a sight at goals. Fred just went to ground, but snatched at it, really. No technique in it. And it was harmless for David De Gea, who just watched it sail over the crossbar. And 32 minutes in to this Champions League game. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. Here's Harry Maguire for United, former Leicester City man, of course. Goes into Lindelof. Takes a touch, and then across to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka inside to Fred. Gets the ball back from the Brazilian and then goes across to Maguire, who crosses over the halfway line, over onto the left-hand side for Luke Shaw. He's really hugging that touchline this evening, Luke Shaw, and has seen plenty of the ball. Gets the 1-2 over the top, looking to run onto the end of it, but Camara should see that ball go out of play. And he does. Mohamed Camara, the Guinean, 24 years of age, 6'3", 6 caps for his country. Just lets that bounce out. We'll allow Von Balmush to take the goal kick. And he does. Goes to his defender and cleared away, but that's fallen to the path of Fred, and then Fred will lay into Sancho. 25 yards from goal, goes over to the right-hand side for Wan-Bissaka on the overlap. Has a chance if he can get it past his man's across, but it's really good defending in the end, it has to be said. Malu, Manchester United take the throw in. Van der Beek will take it. Over and across to Maguire. He's quite high up now, the England man, across to Luke Shaw. And back to Maguire again. Just slows things down and allows players to regroup again as he finds Lindelof. Now Van der Beek. Pogba calling for it at the back post, but won't get it as it's rushed forward, and then a good interception prodded out of play for a Manchester United throw, which Aaron Wan-Bissaka will take in front of his manager's, in front of Wagner's, technical area. Former Huddersfield Town manager, of course. We'll talk about him later if we get a break in play. His incredible transition time at Huddersfield Town. Here's Van der Beek. Looks to play one down the right-hand channel. It's cut out, though, and cleared away by Young Boys. Drops down on the halfway line. Here's Fred for Manchester United. Takes a left-footed touch and then passes it back to De Gea. Dressed all in green with orange boots and orange gloves on the edge of his 18-yard box. And forward to Fred. And across to Harry Maguire. Maguire forward. Gets the 1-2 for Ronaldo. He's dropped a little bit deeper now, playing up front. Ronaldo, but always looking to get involved in the game. Lindelof advances over the halfway line. And we'll go wide to Wan-Bissaka. Good pass to Van der Beek. Gets it back, Wan-Bissaka, but gets a little bit tangled up underneath his feet. And then had to stretch out for the ball as he miscontrolled. He has caught a player on the leg. And it's a red card for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Well, that has caught me and many others by surprise. Wan-Bissaka has been given his marching orders. It was a heavy touch from Wan-Bissaka. He then had to reach out. His studs were up slightly and he caught his man on the ankle. But for me, it didn't warrant a red card. A yellow card would have been fairer in my view. But I guess it's deemed as dangerous and reckless these days. And that will mean that Manchester United now have a big, big mountain to climb. Wan-Bissaka, 36 minutes on the clock. The right back has been sent off. And it's 1-0 to Manchester United, but that will now give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and indeed David Wagner plenty to think about. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is still yet to leave the pitch. He's still in conversation with plenty of other players. He's actually waiting, fair play to him, for Christopher Martins Pereira to get back to his feet to make sure he's okay. But he has shown no intention whatsoever of leaving the field yet. The referee has told him, look, it's time to go. And he finally turns his back on it and will make his way off the pitch. But 35 minutes in here in Switzerland, Young Boys of Bern 0, Manchester United 1. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been sent from the field for a dangerous tackle after a poor touch on the attack for Manchester United. Midway inside the Swiss side's half, just right of centre. And wow, we've got a game on now. Manchester United will have some thinking to do. David Wagner is barking instructions all over the place at the moment because he knows now that his side have an incredible opportunity. Just 12 games in charge, David Wagner, since his move. And as I mentioned earlier on, took over from Chris Power in November 2015 at Huddersfield, transformed his squad for the 2016 season, where he was promoted in that playoff final. Top of the Premier League in September of that season, stayed up, left in the end with his side bottom of the league in 2019. And we're finally back underway. Still no changes just yet from Manchester United, but of course they will be imminent, we expect. And Young Boys will play it over onto the left-hand side. A little bit of a spring in their step, and plenty of yellow shirts are forward this time. Chance to cross, they do. Here's a chance for Young Boys. Oh, and just wide of the back post. Wow, what an opportunity that was for Young Boys. It was Fashnat. It was great attacking play from Young Boys down on the left-hand side. It was Ulises Garcia. He played the ball across to the back post. Fashnat had plenty of time and space. It was on the half volley. He had to get his technique exactly right. He hit it beautifully, in fairness. David De Gea was absolutely beaten, all ends up, and it just flashed past the back post. And wow, this game all of a sudden, in a game that United were in control of, dictating, dominating, very comfortable, all of a sudden they've lost a player, and within a minute of the restart almost were level. And it's an incredible game now that we have in front of us. Here is Fernandez, 1-2 with Ronaldo on the edge of the area. Pogba again is miscontrolled. Not the best evening so far for the Frenchman, as Young Boys have it inside the midfield area now, inside the centre circle. Fred with the interception though. Can Manchester United get forward at pace? They do. Over onto the right-hand side of Cristiano Ronaldo. And even a man of Ronaldo, his pace isn't going to be able to stop that from going out. And it'll be a throw-in to Young Boys. Into the centre. And all of a sudden, there's so many more yellow shirts bombing forward. There were so many. To Sierra, looks to chip one towards a back post, headed away. Really, there was plenty of all in a minute ago. What can cross towards a near post? Harry Maguire heads it away for a free kick. Manchester United. Go about it. in play because of on the edge now. It wasn't the best. Press and are allowed. Here's a chance now for Pereira to chip one. Great chance here. To pull the trigger. He has swung a boot at it on the half volley and completely air kicked it. And then Fashnak came over to try and card for Fashnak. I think it was Sancho who he caught, and it wasn't too dissimilar to the Wan-Bissaka red, although possibly of a little less malice. But 46 minutes on the clock, and Christian Fashnak, the right winger, has been booked, and it's right on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. David De Gea will usher his men forward, and his free kick will be over onto the left-hand side. Referee blows the whistle. Wow, it's an intense game here in Switzerland. It was Manchester United who drew first blood. on to score. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. Join us again for the start of the second half.
Half time, it's Young Boys 0. Manchester United 1. The goal came after the 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post and was on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo. At the back post and was able to side foot it in between the legs of David. From Balmus, but the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge. Which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It is Young Fernandes. On the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back. Post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos, but the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barmoos. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1, the away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes. A lunging challenge which went over the top of Christopher Martins. It's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The away side down to 10. Half-time, it's Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. The goal came after 13 minutes. A brilliant cross with the outside of his right boot from Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Found Cristiano Ronaldo at the back post, and he was able to side-foot it in between the legs of David von Barnmoes. But the game is on a knife edge after Aaron Wan-Bissaka was shown a straight red on 35 minutes.
For Young Boys, the centre-back, and across it goes for Lopa. He goes over to Ulises Garcia. Lorpa gets it back midway inside Young Boys' half, on in central really. Boys' shirt in the shape of he now has to go back. If Von Balmus someone bounce in front of the area. The referee, though, has blown his whistle. Varane was being impeded. And it goes back to David De Gea, who goes out onto the right-hand side. Header inside is good, and then the swiveled volley from Fernandez went down the right-hand channel is to no avail, and so Von Balmus will have a chance to bring it under control and play it forward for Kamara, who takes a couple of touches. Centre-back partner, Lorpa. Good ball forward. Now a chance for Young Boys to break away down this left-hand side. They've cut back in now, and then we'll play it over onto the right-hand side, into the feet of Sylvain Hefty. He looks to chip it into the penalty area. Maguire heads it on, and then Luke Shaw with a second touch. Fred looks to bring it under control. A little possible hint of handball, but not seen by the referee. Here's Paul Pogba, and out wide left to Luke Shaw. Runs into a bit of traffic in the shape of Hefty. Has to go inside to Fred, and then Pogba gets it out under his feet and goes back to Varane, who comes forward and then checks back into the path of Lindelof. Over onto the right-hand side is Delot. He gets the 1-2. Paul Pogba's just to his left-hand side, and it's a misplaced pass, but it does find Harry Maguire. And now Jadon Sancho, and then Fernandez, and now Shaw, and Maguire again. He just turns back to De Gea. He was on his halfway line, Maguire on the left-hand side. Went back to De Gea inside his penalty area. Here's Fred now from Manchester United. Looks to ping one first time on the right-hand side out for Bruno Fernandes, but Garcia was there, and it will be a throw-in to Man United. And you would have to say in the opening few minutes that it's probably Young Boys who have started slightly the better without creating anything too clear-cut. And they will come away here again on the left-hand side. Just trying to nick it away is Fernandes, and he does really well. And here's Fred for United. Fernandes goes to ground. Fred tries to beat his man and then play him Ronaldo, but it's intercepted. Now the referee, as Young Boys come forward on the attack, has blown his whistle for a Manchester United free kick, which they're not happy about, Young Boys. They had plenty of opportunities to blow the whistle when they were in possession, Manchester United. Instead, the referee waited until it went the way of Young Boys, and so he will now come back and book Martins, who actually seems to have found himself in a little bit of discomfort from that foul. Certainly was a free kick from Christopher Martins, who's now got his boot off and trying to adjust, but Young Boys will feel that there is surely a way back into this game. The only problem, of course, for them is that Jean-Pierre Nsame is missing. He is their real talisman. Got 19 goals and 8 assists in the league last season. He scored 32 in 32 in the 2019-20 season, and has scored an incredible 98 in 173 since signing for the club. But Sibicha is on, of course, who was the second top scorer last season. He got 12 goals and 4 assists, so he's no slouch, and will offer a little something. Christian Fausnet, we've seen already, is capable. He got 10 last season and 6 assists. And we're back underway. Young boys in possession inside Manchester United's half on the left-hand side, bombing down that left channel. Chance to cross, they do towards a near post. Headed away by Varane, chested back down on the left-hand side, and then a foot in by Dalot, and it will be a corner to Young Boys. They might just take it quickly. In fact, they've opted against it, as the Man United defence was alert to it. The rainbow stripe corner flag. And it will be a left-footed, out-swinging corner. The right arm goes up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away about 30 yards from goal central. Look to play it over onto the right-hand side. And it's a good little touch away, and Manchester United might come away at pace. It was a heavy touch, unusually from Ronaldo. And now Young Boys again will break away inside the centre, just outside the penalty area. Great footwork from Brazilian Fred. Just to touch it away, and is cleared up to Ronaldo on the halfway line on the left-hand side. That couldn't be more Brazil-esque if he tried there, Fred. And again, he's just played a clever little touch to give Dalot the ball over on the right-hand side for Manchester United. Inside again is Fred. The 2 white wristbands on either wrist. He's got plenty of attention in that centre circle from Pefok. And the free kick is given in the end, just too tricky. The little Brazilian, and it will be a free kick to the visitors. 52 minutes on the clock. Young Boys 0, Manchester United 1. Early spot. And then stabbed the ball away. Look. And then Manchester United are absolutely incensed with Martins Pereira of Harry Maguire. To be honest, looking at a replay in front of us, it does appear as though he did. But anyway, they have the ball, they've chipped it over to the right-hand side. Again, a chance to get that ball in. They do towards the back post, headed away by Manchester United towards the edge of the area. He throws himself to the ground, Cristiano Ronaldo, and you have to say that not very Ronaldo to the far corner, but he went to ground instead. Nothing given, and we play on, and Young Boys have it over on the right-hand side now, just on the edge of the penalty area. There are 2 yellow shirts in the box. Back it comes, and then rolled across the face. Still, they're trying to find a way inside, Young Boys. Pulls the trigger from 25, 30 yards. Cannons off of a Manchester United shirt. Now to play for a throw-in, which Umalu will take. Back inside to Sandro Lorpa. Lorpa goes forward to Orbischer. And then Pereira. Orbischer again, now on the left-hand side. Tries to just stand his man up. Dalot does, and they will be forced back a little bit. Young Boys are still trying to probe away down that left-hand side, but Man United are crowding the ball out pretty well, considering they're a man short. And again, Young Boys will have to go back. They're still in possession, though. They're still inside Manchester United's half, but only just currently with Kamara. Just right of centre, rolls the ball 20 yards forward. Now it's over on the right-hand side. In the centre. Still they have it, still being patient with it. They pull the trigger from 30 yards, and again, that is an absolutely shocking effort. And it's just been the story for Young Boys that they just haven't been able to be composed enough in this game. In fairness, they've really been made to have their shots from outside the area. They haven't had a great deal of chances inside it. But each time they have had a shot in anger from outside the penalty area, it's just been lacking in quality and technique, and haven't really given David De Gea even a second to worry about that ball hitting the back of his net. And that really is the tale for Young Boys, who again in the first 10 minutes of this second half since that red card have been dominant, and you do feel as though if one team is going to score the next goal, it will be Young Boys currently, but it's just that question of can they find somebody who has the quality and the control within themselves to just hit the target and put it away as they come forward again. Over on the left-hand side, Manchester United just standing up, trying to prevent that ball coming into the area, and then the ball forward hits a yellow shirt, but it does fall back into the path, and here's a chance across the face. There's Malu. So they were so in control of this game until that red card, but it has swung, and Young Boys' corner will come in towards the edge of the area, and then again a strike from 18 yards. It was hit by Meshak Iya. So poor. A goal kick, and a 24-year-old Congolese man will have to do better than that playing up top. Just not enough quality so far, but still they will feel that they can find a way back into this game. 750 to 1 currently to win the Champions League, Young Boys, but they will feel as though they may be able to take something from United tonight here in Switzerland. Here's Kamara, across to Lurpa, inside his own half, over onto the left-hand side. Forward comes Ulysses Garcia, and then across to Malu, gets challenged, and then it goes out of play for a throw-in to Young Boys, which Garcia will take. Swiss capped is Garcia, but he was born in Portugal. And he's just played it inside. Here is Pereira. And he goes to Urbisha, who's struggled it from this range of a shot and will cross this time. It's Varane who gets a foot to it. Pogba will get still from Urbisha, and that's probably a little bit too much pushing from him, but the referee still doesn't give anything, and Pogba shows good strength and good restraint as he turns inside and clears away up towards a halfway line. Ronaldo goes to ground. He's not getting anything for that. He looks, well, it looks as though he can't believe it, but it didn't really seem like a clear-cut free kick to me. And now Young Boys will come away again on the right-hand side. Urbisha, Harry Maguire gets a foot in, takes the double ricochet, and will be a throw-in to Manchester United. And we've just seen the replay of Ronaldo. He was under the challenge of Lurpa. Wasn't enough in the game for me for a free kick to United, and instead it will be a throw-in to Manchester United with Luke Shaw over on the left-hand side, parallel. And he does throw it in now to Shaw, and then Maguire, who pulls one over to the right-hand side in search of Delight, does really well, plays it down the touchline in search of Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes is stood up well by Lurpa though, and goes back to Von Balmus inside his 6-yard box. Fernandes is trying to chase that ball down, it's cleared away. Up goes Luke Shaw, a good header into the path of Ronaldo. Young Boys have won the ball back again though, and then we'll just slow it down and go back to Von Balmus inside his penalty. Left back is Ulysses Garcia again. He trots over the halfway line. Plays the ball forward for Meshak Iya. Iya gets his head up. Looks to play one over to the back post. First time ball played across. Meshak struggled in the last half hour or so of this game. And it will be a goal kick to Manchester United. Still, Young Boys 0 in the Swiss capital at the Wankdorf Stadion. The Swiss champions, 4 consecutive for Young Boys after they didn't win the title for 32 years. Is the man who has it now. It's a lovely little deft touch into the little Cruyff turn, gets past Fred, beat time, just tried too many times really. Fred still wanted to stand him up and beat him again rather than just get that ball in. He wanted to just feel as though he should have just done it, just get that ball over. And in the end, just had too many bites of the cherry, and then Fred's tackle bounced off of Iya's leg and gave Manchester United the goal kick, which they get underway. And here's Paul Pogba on the halfway line. Was he pulled down? Yes. Brought him down. Man signed in 2020. This is just his 13th. Over it and does now. Then that in turn and over onto the left. And a free kick. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer calmly instructs comes still. I think too long with the but Fred is absolute. Now will take up value. And well, perhaps it's for Varane. I mean, we're just looking at the replay now. It could be for Varane for dissent. Can't think why he would have shown dissent after being awarded the free kick, but a little bit bizarre in that. But we're underway anyway again, and Young Boys have it on the edge of their 8. Comes inside. Now Pereira late on the edge of the area now. However, onto the left-hand side is Garcia. Gets his head up. Can he cross? He does. Towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Shaw does really well. Bounces down on. And then it's won by Young Boys. Surely a free kick there. No, says the referee. But they have possession, the Yellows, on the left-hand side. Running at pace. Cuts inside. Iya looks to play the 1-2. It's a little bit loose and then cleared away by Man United. Drops to Kamara. Tried a bit of a Cruyff turn. It wasn't impressive, but it did the job. And Young Boys have it over on the right-hand side with Hefty. Sylvain Hefty being stood up by Luke Shaw. Good little depth touch inside on the edge of the area, and here's Orbischer, but Orbischer goes a long way back to Lauper. Lauper finds Iya on the edge of the area, cuts inside, turns, pulls the trigger, and then comes off of a Manchester United sock, and away it goes again. And Young Boys once more are in possession of the ball. Central over onto the right hand side now. This is a great chance to cross. They do towards the near post. In goes the shot, and in 6-yard box by Nicholas Ngamalu at the near post. David De Gea despairingly dived to his left-hand side, but he wasn't able to get to it. And Young Boys have an equal. Is the air several times. And what a story for Young Boys. And I tell you what, if there's any side that's going to go on to win this off the back of the performance in the second half, it's got to be Young Boys. And Manchester United have a real battle on their hands. Ngamalu, after 66 minutes with the goal. It's 1-1 and we're back underway, and they've already got the ball into the Perrier. Here's a chance, and just over the bar, it was Ngamalu again, who had a great chance. It went down the centre. They just threaded it through the middle, and Ngamalu had bags of room just to open up his. But what a game. They're loving it. They've got a big second goal, all dressed in black, plenty of flag waving, and there's plenty of bouncing up and down and singing. For this game, and it's beautiful football. It bounces on the edge of the area. There's no offside as they just picked up on the loose ball, and Garcia really crept in. Ronaldo is having a real good conversation with a lot of his players. A lot of frustration from the start. Pleased. He attacked all game in this second half, and he felt as though he was pushed in the back as he tried to control it, and it went up for a throw-in. I personally felt that he had a case there as well, but the assistant right down in front of it didn't, and Luke Shaw will have a throw-in for United. 70 minutes gone in the Swiss capital. Young Boys 1, Manchester United 1. Shaw's throwing into the feet of Pogba. Pogba carries a delicate little ball. Home to Lindelof. Forward it goes to Paul Pogba. Pogba has Fred just in front of him, but just runs past him, and then Fred on the overlap will receive it and has it on the right-hand side. Plays it forward, looking for Fernandes. Fernandes went to ground looking for the free kick, didn't get it, and now it's picked up again by Lorpa. Good little ball forward. Hefty was the man who fouled. Man United just need a little bit of respite at this. A chance to regroup. They need a chance to draw breath and stop this continuous threat that young boys have imposed in this second half. And it's going to be United to try and stem the flow of young boys attacking. And it looks as though it will be the star man Ronaldo who's going to make way, and it is. Cristiano Ronaldo scored the goal in 14 minutes, but has been replaced in the 71st. It's Jesse Lingard who will be coming on for him. And we're just awaiting to see who the second substitution is. It's Nemanja Matic who's coming on, and he's on for Bruno Fernandes. Man United looking to come forward here over on the right-hand side, but young boys have cut it out really well, and it's a delicious little ball into the centre, and they come forward down the left-hand side. Plenty of yellow shirts bombing forward. It's Iya who comes in on his right foot, 22 yards from goal central. Just plays a little bit of a ball over to the right-hand side. It's a little bit behind his man, but it's over on the right-hand side now with Pereira. Pogba stands him up, plays the 1-2, Pereira, and then goes back to Kamara on the halfway line, and Manchester United will have a chance to draw breath again. And for the young boys' onslaught, which is imminent it seems, comes again. Here's Kamara, Lorpa. Yellow shirts are inside Manchester United's half now. Kamara again. Gets the 1-2. Lorpa is just to his left-hand side and will play in his fellow centre-back. Forward it goes. Over on the left-hand side now. Back to Lorpa, though. Just trying to find another way through as Manchester United have changed up their shape and their approach with these double substitutions. Over it goes to Kamara. On the right-hand side is Hefty. Kamara gets it again. It just looks as though young boys are just trying to suss out how Man United have set up now and just trying to get the feel for how they come again. What a game it is. Finally poised at 1-1, 16 minutes to go. On the left-hand side, chance to cross inside the penalty area. Across the face it goes. Can they get it back under control? They do with Hefty. He has a chance across towards the back post. Up goes a header. And Manchester United have got it under control and cleared. And Pogba has it. He flicks it away. But young boys have won it again. And Hefty, once again, will have it. Chance to cross towards that back post. Headed away. Drops down on the edge of the area. It's with Garcia inside the penalty area. He's bullying his way through. And Fred can't get near him. Back it goes. And it's Malu. On the edge of the area is Urbasha. Malu again. And then into the edge of the area. And that problematic position for young boys has been proven again. It was Fashnat who had the shot. Centre of the 18-yard box, inside the D. He's adamant, actually, that it came off of a Man United foot. I'm still not sure. And it is a goal kick. That's the only place that they've been let down in this game, is the long-range shooting. Young boys have been so far off from their long-range efforts. It's a goal kick to Manchester United. David De Gea chips it over onto the right-hand side. Drops to the feet of Fred. Fred finds Paul Pogba. Just lets it run. And Jesse Lingard gets his first touch back to Maguire. And Shaw was absolutely motoring down that left-hand side. Maguire looked to feed him in, but it was a great interception. And young boys are just playing with fire here in possession in their own half. Paul Pogba wins it back and then goes to ground looking for a free kick, doesn't get it, and now young boys perhaps can come away on the counter-attack. United have got players back in now, though, as the ball travels over onto the left-hand side. Young boys will come again. It's one on Delat. Can he get past him? No, Delat just puts a foot in, and it will be another corner to young boys. Delat thought that he did enough, thought that it was his ball. But the referee had other ideas, and they've taken the quick corner. Rolled into the near post. Oh, wow. That was another great chance. It was a real quick corner. Manchester United were nowhere near the ball. It was rolled across the face. And an outstretched foot from a young boys player. Just 6-yard box, and David De Gea goes down to ground. And it was Orbischer who just fired it in towards goal. And Manchester United are living dangerously. David Wagner prowling his technical area. David De Gea will go long this time, and that is wasteful, but he's got lucky because it to just bounce. Take over on the right-hand side. Looking for a little bit of movement. Jesse Lingard is there. Paul Pogba's the man who receives it, though. Clever footwork from him as he looks to head back out over to that touchline and find a lot, but he's been closely guarded by a lot of yellow shirts. He goes to ground and will get the free kick, and he writhes in agony. I don't think there's going to be too much other than a free kick given for it. But it was beautiful footwork, it has to be said, from Pogba, who at times in this game has struggled a little bit, but has shown better control in the second half of the ball. And he's had to. Young boys have been far superior in this second half, and Manchester United really do rely heavily on their midfield, you feel, for the last 10 minutes or so. Pogba just warily limps away. He's holding his hand as well. Maybe took a boot to the hand. The lot stands over the ball. We'll look to whip one in right-footed. He's quite a long way, and well, we've got a pitch invader who has evaded quite well 4 stewards initially, but he's now been tackled to the ground, and that is pretty here in this game in the second half. A lot of smiles in the stands. Not so many on the face of the Manchester United players at the moment. No, they're still waiting to get the man off the pitch before they take it. And United won 4 of their last 6 Champions League games. They're in danger at the moment of losing it, but they do have a fairly promising attack here against the young boys side, who get here. In comes this free kick at last from Dalot. Then it's bounced down. Here is a chance for United. Can they get the ball away, young boys? They do. It's volleyed away. Shaw gets a header in. Here's Nemanja Matic. He plays it over onto the left-hand side, looking for Lingard, but it's intercepted. Comes back to Luke Shaw. And he looks to play the 1-2 with Jesse Lingard. It was cut out, and then it actually took a little ricochet off Shaw. And so Hefty will have the throw-in for young boys. 11 minutes left of normal time on the clock. Kamara across to Lorpa. There's plenty of time and plenty of space to come forward for young boys. Just approaching the halfway line now. Good little ball forward for Ngmalu, the goal scorer of the equaliser. Out wide it goes to Garcia. Garcia being hassled though, and will have to go back to Lorpa. Across to Kamara inside the centre circle. Just trots forward with the ball a little bit. It's a loose pass from him, and Nemanja Matic puts a foot in and then goes to ground and asks for the free kick. A little easy perhaps, but at the same time was a bit of a no-brainer, as Pereira just stuck out a foot. He was never going to get there. Matic perhaps was on his way down before Pereira had got there, but nonetheless Pereira didn't get a touch on the ball. In possession of this ball in the second half. Orbischer looking for it. Goes to the left hand side though. His the 1-2 on the left hand. and it may even have been, in fact, it was Lindelof. Both went for the same ball. It seemed to have been a bit of a clash of heads. Yeah, we just in the 21st, which was taken by Lucas, stepped up and scored the incredibly. Sucic had another penalty in the 37th minute, which he missed. Over 3 missed from Salzburg. And then Rakitic had a penalty for Sevilla, which he did convert. And then since then, no more goals. And so, of course, a red for Youssef Un-Nesyri, the Moroccan. So he has been sent from the field. So Sevilla down to 10 men. Salzburg have missed 2 penalties. There's been 4 penalties in the game. He's just making his way off. Fabio. It looks as though they may make. Lindelof just gets to his feet. He's received the magic sponge. He's just signalling that he wants to make a sub. Just telling him to hold his pauses. Sulijmaki is the man that looks as though he wants to come on, and he will be. It's going to be replaced by Urbischer. In fact, it's Hefty, Sylvain Hefty, the right back. He's had a good game, Sylvain Hefty. Has impressed. Some fresh legs on for David Wagner and his side. Back underway after that clash of heads. Cleared away by. Just watch that bounce out of play. He tried to chase it down. He was never getting to it. And it would be a throw-in to Manchester United. The Lot will be the man to take it. Back on the overlap, but it's I think it was Matic who got there. And then the Lot looks to play it forward. Again, it's a loose pass in search of Jesse Lingard. And young boys once again are back in possession. And it's to thread it back through. Luke Shaw stood firm. And it'll be another throw in to young boys. Here's Kamara on the halfway line. Across and inside to Lorpa. Plays the 1-2. Here he is again. Man United just stand way through now, and you do sense that Man United would be happy with a point at this stage. Over onto the right-hand side. Beautiful little ball this time for Ummalu. Has Luke Shaw again for company, and Luke Shaw again defensively doing really, really well. Ummalu just tried to get past him and then swing it over with his right foot. And again, the former Southampton man does well. And it will be another corner to young boys. It will be left-footed in swinging. A cross gesture on the arm for this one. It's headed away. This time by Maguire. Falls to the feet of Garcia once again. He's seen plenty of the action in this second half and has looked dangerous over on the left-hand side for Young Boys. Back to up. Fred does well. Just stops the Garcia cross out for a throw-in. Takes it quickly. Back and across. And over onto the right-hand side now. Pogba can't get near it. Luke Shaw just stands him up and sends his man away back to goal. Here's Kamara again. Lauper again. He chips it forward to the edge of the area. Brought down well. Here's a chance. Oh, it's just hit wide on the half volley. It was Ngmalu again. It dropped to. It was chipped forward by Lauper to the edge of the 18-yard box. Chested down just behind the D. And then Ngmalu looked beaten if it had hit the target. But wasn't quite able to do it. Nearly had his 6 caps for Switzerland. Ngmalu came through the academy. Played his first game in 2016. And has been a real mainstay of the Young Boys side ever since. Goal kick taken. Bounces down into the path of Lingard. Can't get it under control. And then we'll go back to Von Baumus. Again, another one. Boys. Spent 2 seasons on here. And here they are again. And out for you're not a bad player. The goal kick will be a throw-in to Manchester United over on the right-hand side, halfway inside the Young Boys' half. It's thrown down the touchline, and Martial will get his first touch. He's got 3 yellow shirts around him. Can he keep it in possession from him? But it was out of play. And the throw-in is taken. His Lauper. Now Kamara for Young Boys. He's coming forward. This will be Ngmalu. Should deal with it, does. again. 5 minutes of additional time is the indication. Young boys still are in the centre circle at the moment, over onto the right-hand side. Just trying to find a way through now as Manchester United have got plenty back. In fact, they're playing with a flat back six at the minute. It plays to the edge of the area. There is a chance here for Iya to get it right. It's headed away by Maguire. On the ball again, a bit slow. A bit too heavy. It will go over the top. Off over onto the right hand side and out of play. We've got a double substitution, which actually angered the young boys player. I need to find that it was his manager who was deciding that should be made. And Zisaiga, the number 5, is coming on with Saganese. So it will certainly be some kind of information being passed on. It, yeah. Zesiga is making him wait. Out will come off the pitch with Dalot. Tries to bomb forward. A foot went in. It's a throw in to United. It's just inside. Dalot. And now Paul Pogba has come across. Goes back, all the way back to David De Gea on the penalty spot. To find Martial. And young boys again. Going. Half minutes of additional time have been played. In the end, it took him an age to decide. The pitch as he and they have it now. Come away across the face of goal, but unfortunately there won't be anyone at the back post to receive it. And Fasnac couldn't quite get on the end of it. What were Manchester United doing there? They've just offered it on a plate. And Solbischau, the substitute who came on just 10-15 minutes ago, has won this game surely now for young boys in the capital. And Manchester United, who were in cruise control up until that Aaron Wan-Bissaka red card, have been put to the sword by Young Boys ever since. And I said it earlier, if anyone was going to win this game, it was going to be Young Boys. But the way to win it is unbelievable. Jesse Lingard, the substitute, just rolled it in the path. He couldn't have given a better assist as he played it back. David De Gea was never going to get there. And it's been put into the back of the net. Wow, what late drama here in Switzerland. Surely they've won this game, Young Boys. Manchester United have had no reply whatsoever since that red card. And Jesse Lingard, who is fighting for his Manchester United future, you'd have to feel, surely with the likes of Haaland being talked about. And we're back underway. And there and immediately is the full. Took the lead in the 40th.